these rare moments towards the end of October where the sun actually shines. This was once a garden that belonged to the king. I often sit here, sit on that bench and look out, sometimes write messages to friends and communicate with friends. It's a good spot to think. There's a lone tree out in the distance, just burning with its autumn colors. Its final blaze of glory before the wind and the rain strip it. In the distance you can see a family of swans. I've been watching them grow since the spring. They have a good life here. Kind of a crossroads. The lake is behind those trees. To the left we have Kirkegårdsvej, that means cemetery road, and Dam Stien, and a dam is actually a little pond, and Stien means the trail. Here we see a nice little trail that takes us all around the pond. And here we have another view of the lake. As you can see, the sun is shining. Autumn leaves are in all their glory. And along the lake we have a lot of twisted branches, fallen trees, changing colors. In many ways it's beautiful, yet at the same time it's creepy. So you could say it's creepily beautiful or beautifully creepy. It all depends on what kind of mood you're in and how the day is. And here's another view of that family of swans. Again, another view of the swans. I'm standing on a little bridge here, and there's some stones placed here. And I was told, I don't know if it's true, but these stones were placed here so the king could stand here and fish. There's some giant crawfish that live in the waters here, and apparently they're an invasive species. And even though there's a sign up here which says that you're not allowed to fish, they look the other way. Just another shot of the palette of colors put on display. The moss on the twisted branches. And of course the trail that winds its way around the lake. A wee little bridge. In film language, a bridge is a symbol for a new start, going from one space to another space. And here we go into the woods to see something very exciting here. In the springtime, when Denmark got locked down because of Corona, a couple of enterprising young teenagers, they came here into the woods and they decided to create their own mountain bike range. Yeah, these young fellows were actually quite enterprising, because rather than sit at home and play with a screen, they decided to do something with their time without any power tools, just a couple of shovels and axes and saws. They came out here and decided to transform a part of the forest into a playground for themselves. And of course what they were doing was strictly illegal, and it was such big news that they made the local paper. And of course here are the archaeological remnants of their work. They were actually quite enterprising. Have to admire the young guys for their spunk. Now remember, no power tools. Just two guys, young guys, lots of testosterone, lots of energy, and they built this little playground for themselves. There was talk about reporting them to the police, having charges pressed. Personally, I think they should just look the other way and let the kids have fun. It's better than throwing eggs. It's better than breaking windows. There are just so many different ways to live your life. So many different lifestyles that people have. This family has chosen to live up here. They have a fence, and you can see the wire. It's an electrified fence as well. Far away from the main roads, far away from the hustle and bustle. Sometimes I wonder though, who pays for this? Did you ever notice the sound that your boots make when squishing through the mud? Again, wonderful palette of colors. It all seems so peaceful and idyllic. Yet you can hear the hum of the highway. It somehow puts everything into perspective. Good practice whenever you're going somewhere. Take a look back at where you've come from as well. And of course, be sure to stop along the way. Notice what's out there. Maybe notice what's in there too. You can say this looks like a Tim Burton tree. And the whole beauty, yet creepy atmosphere in this forest rings true. As you can see, the leaves, of course, are carpeting the floor now. Slowly turn to mulch over the next few months. Some of the trees are larger here, some of the trees are older here. There's a certain respect for them. And it almost looks like these ones are getting a little ray of sunlight at the top. But it could be an illusion because of the colors. It's absolutely spectacular. What once was standing has sometimes been a resting place for me, but it's a little mushy and rotten now, so I don't sit there that often. We're in the forest, and here is one of the entrances to the arboretum. At least the only other open entrance that I know of. There are holes in fences in different places and stuff, but this is one way to get in. As you can see, another bridge. Yeah, bridge, it's a journey from one place to another. And in this case, we have a bridge. It's just a plank of wood. And a set of stairs that'll lead us down. And they don't allow dogs here. And here we are. A place where I was able to come back and reconnect with my heart, reconnect with my soul, and to begin healing again. It's been such an inspiration. Someone has taken the time to build a little rock wall along the boundaries here. I don't know how old it is, I don't know who did it or when they did it. And of course another bridge. And this one leads over a gully, which is rather dry now, but in the winter time, January, it's pretty soggy here because it rains solidly from November right through to December. And again, more mud. The winds and the rains will come, and all this yellow glory will be one day on the ground. But thank goodness I'm here today to enjoy it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shade of red. I often wondered what that was, because I mean it's got the white color of a skull. I think it's a giant mushroom, because I just put my umbrella into it and it's spongy and it sponges right back. And I can see here, ooh, closer I look, and yeah, a bunch of small mushrooms as well, poking their heads up under the foliage. Look at them all. The more you look, the more you find. So again, another view of where we were before. You might see here in the foreground we have a fence pole and we have a wire fence, and then on the other side there's a little trail, and that leads to the fence there. And I was on this trail before. I went that way, and now I'm on this side of the fence and I'm going that way. Another nice shot, which kind of says it all. Clouds and no clouds, vapor trail of a plane. You can hear that. You can hear the highway. You can hear the birds. You can hear the wind. You can see the colors. And again, this is just a magical, 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 magical world. And the healing spirit here is phenomenal. And there is the bench that I call my sweet spot. Sitting at the base of some sequoia trees. I've been coming here as often as I can, sitting on this bench, taking a photo every time I've been here, because this place is just magical. In Danish, they call the sequoia tree mammuttræer. And mammut is the Danish word for mammoth. And yeah, they're big all right. Here's the guy who I like to refer to as the man in the tree. And this one here is actually my inspiration tree. This one is the greatest teacher I've had. Probably the last 20 years of my life. This place is absolutely stunning. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely stunning. Picture postcards everywhere. Tallest tree up there is one who I fondly call Dougie. It's a Douglas fir. We have a graveyard, you can call it, and we have another beautiful splash of colors. And there's Dougie. Majestic. One of the tallest trees in the arboretum. And there's another bench where I like to sit because it's beside another sequoia tree. So here, bench, sequoia, they call them mammoth, and the Douglas fir, I call them Dougie. This is a nice little spot for me with Mama and Dougie. There's just something ancient or Stone Age or something about this little trail right here. The feeling that it gives. Of course, the sound of the traffic in the distance kind of destroys that illusion. And another palette of colors. And here's another spot I like to sit and ponder and think. Many song verses have come out of this spot. This spot, it's called actually Peaceful. And according to the instructions here, if you see somebody sitting here, you're not allowed to come down here and disturb them. A lot of waterfowl here. And you can see there's a fallen tree out there. Sometimes I've seen cormorants sitting on the branches out there. I always feel inspired actually when I go up this little trail here back up to the main trail, because I always come up with one or two verses down here when I'm middle of trying to write a song, and there's usually a little melody going through my head here too. It's nice. And now the sun's come out nicely and you can see how it's affecting the colors. Now that the sun's out again, it just gives all these different plants a different hue, and then of course they're all a little bit moist from the rain, so that affects the hues as well. That's absolutely lovely. The elusive woodpeckers, and they do not like to be filmed. There he is. There he is. I chased these guys around so much one day. Yeah, a whole Saturday, man, but I found places that I didn't even know existed here. Couldn't get a photo. So I caught them by surprise the next day. Boom. Yeah, this was once a fern patch. No longer. And then some people keep bees here as well.